Welcome to Off the Leaf, conversations on becoming. Today we're talking to somebody who didn't just step into the world of Skye, she literally helped build it. Our first guest, Ashley Aya Ferguson. Ashley Aya Ferguson is a writer, a storyteller, and a builder of worlds. She's been a part of the Skye journey from really its original inception, helping us develop the original storyline for I Dream of Me. She joined us in Costa Rica, deep in the environment that shapes so much of this world, and she serves as the dramaturg for our upcoming production of Skye, A New World of Wonder. She's also a published children's book author with her new work, You Were Born to Fly, debuting the weekend of Skye, the concert dance edition. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome to the show my friend, Miss Ashley Aya Ferguson. I want to do a segment called Flutter.
Okay.
I think you are definitely a Skye in my life. You are somebody that I look at and I'm just like, just you being who you are, going through your everyday life. I'm like, girl, like even through challenges or adversity, like the way you handle things. I'm just like, I see you flutter. I'm like, I just want you to flutter. I want you to like show the people who you are. I want you to like tell us who you are today. Who do people know you for? Who do you know you for?
That's a lot of questions at one time. Well, so I am a children's book author. I think that's why most people see me out like in Cincinnati and like, I know you from somewhere. Well, probably because my face is on a flyer and I probably gave it to you at some point. So I'm a children's book author. I have three titles: Girl, You Are Magic, Boy, You Are Brilliant. I see myself as someone, I am a defender of stories.
Come on, defender of stories.
Listen, don't lie to me. Don't tell me a bad story. I need a good story. I'm here to defend the story, the reader, the audience. Like that's who I am an advocate for. So yeah, that's now how I kind of see myself. I'm a
Sort of
storyteller.
reminds me of the Guardians of the Galaxy. It sounds like really intense. Like,
I mean, hey, okay, let's
yeah.
make it a let's make it a
Yeah.
chance.
Tell me about younger Ashley and what she imagined life to be.
Wow. So I honestly I just loved to write. It was how I processed things and created new worlds. Anything was possible in writing. And
Yeah.
so once I kind of discovered that, it's like, wow, like I can just, either read a story, I can write a story, I can be a creator with words. My mom handed me a couple years ago. She handed me a journal that I had when I was 7 years old, and it was like, kind of jacked up at first. Like first few pages, you're like, what's going on here? Can you spell? No, I couldn't
You
spell.
still.
I couldn't put things together. But by the end of the journal, like I had just really, it really took off. Probably when I was about seven, or probably the first time someone handed me a book. Just completely fascinated and enamored with words and stories and new worlds.
When did you realize that you could actually write a new story for your real?
Ooh, that's deep. Hey, come on. I think it was the first time I made a vision board. The very first vision board I made, 2008 or 2009. I think it was about 2008. And I just was living in a place I didn't want to live in, and I was working in a place I was ready to move on. And so I had to see myself in a new story. And so, of course, years later, I would say maybe 2011 or 12, I was living in a new place. I was working at a new company. So that was probably the first time I felt that like, whoa, I can write something or I can envision something, see myself in a different place, and then reality catches up, and it did. And it's like the same things happen today. I mean, that's kind of I feel like how I ended up in Costa Rica. Like that was at the top of my list, and then boom,
Boom.
David's like, hey, let's go to Costa Rica.
Let's do a thing. Well, there's so much of what you just said, and it takes us to our next segment, which I call the leaf. Where did you start? Every story has a starting point. Tell us about the start of your journey. Like, were there things that you were trying to get away from, or were there maybe things that were like super, super good and safe that like, but to get to the next level, you had to walk away from those
Man, I was writing for a company, right? And I wanted to write more. I wanted my words to be more impactful. I wrote a poem for my daughter, and I didn't know that it was going to become a book, but I read it to a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, and she's like, "Yeah, this could be a book." And so that was like, oh, and then next thing I know, we're going. Like, there's an illustrator involved, and the poem is, there's a line on every page. I'm like, okay, this is happening. So safety was writing for a company, using my words to make money so I could eat and feed my child. Getting off the leaf was using my words to actually empower inspiration
things?
for the next generation. Like I started with my daughter, and then it's like now there's little girls all over, probably Cincinnati, who knows, maybe the world, who can say they were inspired and tell me. I won't say they just can say they were. Like people have come back to me and tell me like, oh, this is very inspiring. I read this to my daughter or to my son every day. So safety is like, I'm going to work, I'm going to earn money, and I'm just going to take up the little space that I take up. Leaving the leaf for me was like, go on this journey. It's something that was always inside of me. Like I knew, like I dream of me. Like the idea was like, there's something in my system. There's something in my mind. There's something I've been dreaming of. I know that I'm cut out for more. Like I don't just see myself as a caterpillar on a leaf. I know that there's some. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know how it feels to fly.
Yeah.
I don't know, like my wings. I don't know how to use those, but I know that there's something happening, and I gotta move on that.
And I love that you said that because like I've been really thinking about like even the idea of the goals of this podcast even or the goals of this show. And it's like to help people self-actualize or to become. And it's like, what does becoming even mean? And that's gonna look drastically different on every single person
Yeah.
because it's not one title, it's not standing on one stage, it's not like having one like benchmark. It's something that is uniquely inside of you that says like you're not here by chance and like you are supposed to be going on this journey. But the thing is not everybody knows how to listen to like that thing. Or like you said, the leaf isn't always bad. Like you might be somewhere that like is very safe. That is like maybe somebody else's like final destination. That might, maybe any number of things. But something inside of you is like, okay, I'm close. Or maybe this was good for a moment, but I'm supposed to be doing something different.
Absolutely.
So now I'm thinking about like what becoming is. And one question I want to ask each guest is what would you say is your B? Like the part of you that was always there. Like you just have to just be. Like this was always in me, right? Versus what did you have to come into? The part of you that you had to learn about yourself, or maybe a version of you that you had to let go.
Yeah, I think I'm similar to what you were saying. It's the definition of success. So, like, be what was always in me. Like, I'm gonna write, whether I get paid for it or not. I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna write.
So when
like,
people say like I want to be a writer, you'll know if you're a writer.
Yeah,
like whether or not you got the job or not, like you are a writer. You can't help but write.
Yeah, like, whatever you wake up and do, like you breathe, like that was for me. That's my be. Like I'm gonna write regardless. Like that's what I do. And then the coming part is like letting go of this idea that, oh, to be a real writer, I need to be published and be on the New York Times bestsellers list. Like, yeah, that would be great. I wouldn't turn that down,
Right.
to have that as a thing that happens. But no, the coming part is actually doing the thing. Like, it's just like I'm doing the thing. It's a journey and not the destination, right? So it's like letting go of this idea that to actually be the thing, I have to have validation, by an institution or by a person or what. No, like You're doing the thing.
You're doing the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's even sweeter. Like I'll never forget the most soul satisfying feeling that I got was the first time I went to a classroom, and it was like, yeah, this is the thing. This is the thing, and this is the thing helping other people. And so it's just like it was icing on the cake.
Well, you know, every single caterpillar has to shed. Whew. It's I feel like I've been and I've been again and I've been again.
Yes. I was like, is there a bug that sheds multiple times?
But what I love about it is the caterpillar sheds as a result of its eating. Like the more it takes in, the more it takes in. And it's like if you are thirsty for knowledge, like, you know, if you want to know how to do the thing, one thing that has come out of the Skye universe that we've been saying around here is you can have the life you want, but it'll cost you the life you have. So how has shedding shown up for you? What was the cost? Like, what was an Ashley that was maybe beautiful or necessary at a time? Maybe necessary for survival, maybe necessary for, you know, whatever. But like that skin had to go in order for you to be the Ashley that you are today.
I would say hustle, Ashley. Like so I would wake up, 5 in the morning, right, and have whatever little piece of the day to myself, take my daughter to school, come home, do the cooking, cleaning, make sure she was put to bed, and then work from, whatever, maybe 8 until midnight, as long as I could go, because I had to maintain a job, but I also wanted to continue to grow my business. And so I have an editing business and the books. So I was hustling, like no sleep, not much sleep, taking like just grinding all the time. And to be where I am now, I had to stop that. Like
Yeah.
I had to realize that you don't move forward because it's like you're running on a hamster wheel. That's the analogy that I like to think of. It's just like grinding myself down to dust and burning out and burning out. And then the content is no good, or like the work is no good at the end of the day, because like you're just doing way. I mean, I still do have a business, but I'm not doing that every day. I'm not waking up at the crack of dawn, you know, I'm not doing the same things that I was doing. I'm still unlearning some bad habits.
Mm.
This version of me that believed I had to work so hard to have what I wanted, to have anything, that had to die.
I feel like you're circling something that is worth pausing at because I listen to it and it's like, what's the takeaways? And I would want somebody to know, like, yeah, you're gonna have some early morning, then you're gonna have some late night.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have like some like well, maybe it's not gonna get done unless you know it. You know, those moments. But I totally hear you because I feel like I had to go through the exact same thing. I feel like you have front row seat to like you know, I was like, I would just keep grinding, I would just keep pushing, and then everybody's like, I really wish you wouldn't, because the work is bad. Like you're not a joy to be around.
You're not having fun. I'm not having
Right.
fun.
Who is this working for? And it's
I'm not producing anything good.
so it's like knowing when it's time to lean in from a discipline perspective, like yes.
Yeah.
But also, again, maybe going back to that, really having a very clear, it's about being in tune with yourself. And that, I think that's what Skye is all about. It's like, I've learned how to check in with me first and foremost. Like, where I'm like, oh, yeah, like, I want to work on this project. I want to do this thing, but it's like, not at the expense of my joy. Like,
Yes.
or like my body, or like, who am I actually doing it for if I'm miserable?
I like to pray full body. Somebody said it to me, I never forgot it. It's like if what I'm doing or what I'm going into isn't a full body yes, then I don't want to do it. It's a no.
I love that. And it also helps, like, I think when we're talking about, like, I want people to have goals. Like, if you want that award, or if you want
Yeah,
that,
absolutely. There's a balance between discipline and actually, yeah, you gotta do some work, but it's a balance between knowing like what's for me, I'm not gonna miss.
that part,
Yeah.
because for the goals and that external validation that you were talking about, I think I had to learn like, oh, you mean to tell me like every award, every association, every this, like that's really just like that person or like that committee and their opinions or whatever their process or like that was really set up or maybe even endowed, to serve like, and it's like
Yeah.
I may or may not ever be on that person's radar out of like the 8 billion people in the world or whatever. And if it happens, great. But like that knowing who you are and that you're doing the work because it's inside of you, whatever.
That's it.
You were on the Costa Rica trip. The place itself, I feel like the reset, it was such a great place for reflection.
Yeah.
What shifted for you there?
I think it was just this crazy feeling of freedom that I don't feel here.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, like there's no zoos there. I mean, if there are, maybe there are, but it wouldn't make any sense. It's like the animals are free. Like you look up in the tree, there's a sloth or a monkey, monkeys, loud birds. It's just so it's free and knowing there's a part of the country that's never been colonized. Like yeah, these people like it just feels so free, so pure. And the other part of it was like community. It was like
Such a strong.
work was not first. It was
Yeah.
community first.
Yeah.
And then work, okay. But
Yeah.
it was just
Like and
everybody
people
had
like
to
works
work.
like hours, but I had never seen parks so like used. It was just
Yes.
people like
Free, like freedom. Like the people were
yeah.
just feeling like this is my land. This is my territory. I'm about
Mhm.
to jump off of this waterfall. Here it's like everything's so protected.
Yeah.
Don't touch this and the wildlife and the ecosystem. No, like they're like, let's jump off the waterfall.
And it seems like there is sometimes in America this idea that joy is the bad thing to do, like or
Or
I
it's like
felt
restricted. It's like it's only
restricted.
for
Yeah.
certain people.
Like you have
Gotta
to
get
work,
to
work,
a
work,
certain.
and if you don't have this status, like how dare you just like
How dare
wake up
you?
and enjoy life? And it's like what is so important about people to understand is we're not talking about reaching benchmarks. We're not talking about getting a certain salary cap. I mean, obviously people across the board, but to have met people who, if you're looking at the dollars and cents of it all, I was like, you make how much a year? Like, but like meeting these people who were so just insanely at peace,
Genuine
and and it's like once you realize
welcoming.
like what really matters out here, like
Yeah. What
there are
really
people who are waking
matters.
up every day stressing themselves out, like running in circles, thinking like I have to do this thing. No, you have to be.
Be.
You have to be. You gotta be. You gotta be good with yourself. And that's a conversation with you, boo. Like that starts independent of all of that other stuff.
Yeah, it takes time to get to the part of life where you can just be and be okay with yourself.
What shifted for you personally in Costa Rica?
I think it was like pressure to achieve a certain level of success and just really taking appreciating the fact that my love for the thing that I do is what got me there.
Mm.
Right? So it's not like, oh,
Yeah.
I saved $5,000 and I got on a plane and I planned a trip. Probably not many of the trips that I've gone on, I've been able to plan 6 months in advance. That's just not how my life works
Yeah.
because I'm a single mother, like things. So it's like, wow, we're creative. We're here creating. Like, I didn't have to achieve some, crazy level of success to be able to enjoy this. And so it shifted. That was just like, it's not about, like I
Well, you
said,
did. You were there because you're a writer, and because it's like, no, you're not just gonna take this trip. You were gonna be able to sense, like, own that, like
yeah.
that you're a
Oh, yeah.
person who
But it
like
didn't feel
can
like
be.
work.
It doesn't feel like work, but that's the
No.
thing. That's
Yeah.
but but also knowing I'm here because of the work. I mean, I think I struggle with that sometimes. I'm like, sometimes I feel really, really bad, Ashley.
Because your life is good.
Because it's like it really is work, and like sometimes like I find myself saying the things that people say about work, like, oh, I worked all day, or oh, it's like, was it really so bad to like be in the studio with some crazy talented people, to like be on stage like all day with like these folks,
The idea that you have to struggle for work is an agreement that we all should stop agreeing. You can decide not to
You
agree
can
to.
decide. And if you are, then maybe that is maybe a part of your becoming journey. Like, maybe not every single person is going to be an entrepreneur or like a dancer or writer or whatever. But I do believe like we spend over a third of our life, like well over a third if you think about it. How many people are working more than 8 hours? And then there's the work to get ready for work. There's the transportation. There's the bringing work home for most of us. And it's like, whatever you are doing, I just hope that it is fulfilling to you. And I hope that you find the joy in where you're at.
I
You
am
know,
moving towards joy is really, I think, the answer. So maybe that's what shifted to answer your question. The long route. Yeah.
it was really hard coming back. Oh, do we want to tell a story?
How much time do we have?
I just feel like the universe was literally like 10 times. Are you sure you want to get on this plane?
You were having more of a struggle than I was. Like, I had to get back to the dog in the house, you know.
The daughter.
God, she's she is. But that was literally the whole time you were like, I just want to stay here. I want to get on the plane.
But was I crazy? Were there not many, many different things that popped up that was like, you can just stay here?
Yes, there were. Like, I still don't understand why when they said, "Oh, the plane is too heavy. We need people to get off the plane."
And who did they ask?
Who they ask? Me. And then I look at you and I say, "Hey, David, do you want to get off?"
And it was like the last D-Day, and I have been freaking out up until I wasn't gonna go through security. I was like, Ashley, I shouldn't get on this plane.
Plane, I gotta go.
And now the flight attendant wakes me up like, sir, do you want to get off the plane?
I'm standing in the aisle looking back at you like, David, they're giving you an opportunity. Do you want to get off the plane? They're saying they're going to give us $500.
They were gonna pay us to stay in Costa Rica.
And you said,
Cincinnati, I hope you know. I am committed to this work.
what did you say?
I first off, I was asleep. My talent to get on a plane and be knocked out before it even
I can't go to sleep till we're in the air. But I know you were asleep, and that's why I was just like,
when the flight attendant
can't.
woke me up and you were standing in the aisle, and I was like, what's happening? And so there's just like trying to explain the whole thing. And I was like, it's just we're already on the plane.
You're like, let's just go.
Let's just go. I just went back to sleep.
I was like,
And I woke up like that was a foolish choice.
I still don't understand to this day, but I'm glad that you did. Remember, because I told you when I went back to my seat, my passport was in my seat.
You would
So I would have been stuck. I would have been the one stuck in Costa Rica, which wouldn't have been so bad.
I mean, really? Come
yeah,
on.
not so bad. I just sort of, gone off to Puerto Viejo and just found a nice place to stay.
And we found our people in Puerto Viejo. So, how did what did you bring back from Costa Rica, and how did Costa Rica more so like influence everything that you see happening with Skye or at your limit?
Man, so what did I bring back? Just another relentless push toward community. It was something I was already feeling, but it's just like now, like, no, more than ever. Like, whenever you don't feel like, oh, I really want to go to this gathering, no, you should go. Like, that's all we are all we got. Like, it's just this push toward community, being in community, writing in community. And then when it comes to, I was really struggling with the book. I was struggling, like, feeling good about the story, but it came together because part of what I saw there was just like so many different kinds of people living in harmony and working together, and that's kind of
so easily
the end of the book. It's like we're all gonna fly together. No, there's no one ruler of the skies. Like we're flying together. There's enough for everybody to eat and to be free. So it was, yeah, it was like a perfect like trip to help me finish writing the book. It's been driving me crazy. I need to stop taking so long with these books. I'm gonna work on that.
I loved that community aspect. It really helped shape so much of the story for me. And it was just like, it's the people you meet along the way. When we left the waterfall, and you're like, should we go back the way we came? And I'm like, I don't know, let's go this way because there's another path. Because why would we not act like we know where we are in the middle of the Costa Rican jungle? And, was it where we're supposed to go? No. Follow my direction, everybody. And so we stumble upon like this man's house, and he does say like this is private property.
This is not where you're supposed to be.
Meanwhile, I'm just like with my camera,
Yeah.
being David. And I think for both of us, I know at least for me, like immediately my like survival, like, oh sir, like I'm really sorry, like we'll get off your land, sort of thing. What happened?
It was the most magical thing. He was like, "No, it's okay, it's okay," and he's like, "Come and get some coffee. Come have some coffee and some
It's a
pineapple."
pineapple.
And he has his tent set up, and we're like, "Huh?" And then out of nowhere, he asked us like what we do, and I was like, "Oh, he's a dancer." He's like, "Do you sing? Do you know music?" And Dave's like, "Kinda." And then he pulls out.
Oh, yeah, I know.
No.
It was like a cartoon.
And he starts singing us a song. And there are other people in the tent too. And we think that they all know each other, but they don't know each other either. This is all strangers. This man is singing to us, playing piano. We don't know a word he's saying, but it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And it just feels like family.
Yeah.
Like he invited us over for coffee and pineapple. And it was like, wow, like,
And there were subtle things like that where just maybe coming off of hearing there was like a series of situations here in America where it's like, I think the one cleaning lady went to the wrong house. All she did was like rung the doorbell and got shot. Somebody pulled into somebody's driveway just to turn around and got shot. And it's like, what is this in America? What is this feeling of like, sir, nobody's coming to like
hurt you.
like nobody wants you in your collection of magazines. Like what the hell? Like what movie do people think they're living in that like when we see another human being, our first thought here is like,
feel threatened.
yeah,
Yeah, but
hey,
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to live in a place like that. Like that. That another thing that shifted is like, how soon can I move to another country? Because I love just the welcoming nature of the people there, and I feel like we lose that here.
and being in the real life jungle, it was really, really interesting for me to see like it is a brave place for a dream, like for a caterpillar to be so vulnerable. It's like the slowest of the creatures out there. Like spiders can run in, there are predators to them, the lizards, the toucan bill, we learned a lot about toucan bill, kill bill. And yet you have this beautiful caterpillar that all it has to do is be, and it doesn't feed on anyone else. And it's like you you can't be in this space of locked into survival mode all the time. And that's why we came up with that concept. It's a brave place for a dream. And it's like there are people who wake up every day and like inundate themselves with such terrible news, or like this could be happening, or these people are coming after me, and you can't live like that. You have to like follow your internal code, get off your leaf, do the thing that you're supposed to be doing, and find some quality of life and love people.
Yeah,
Like
that's so real. I mean, unfortunately, everybody doesn't get the opportunity to escape survival mode, you know? And so when you say it's a brave place for a dream, I do think that is true about America. I was inspired by the song Project Window by Nas. And it's like, it hit me that if all a child has to look out of is a project window, how big can their dreams be?
I don't know.
And so it's like, it breaks my heart that, some people, that's all they have as a vision of their future. But with literature and media, there's more now, but it's just like, yeah, America is a great place for a dream. Like, you have to survive and then get to the part where you can listen to your internal code. It's really hard for a lot of people to do that.
Well, this has been good. We're going to end on a game, and it's called Wild Things.
Uh-oh.
Find me where the wild things. I'm a dancer.
I love
Could
how
tell.
so excited you are about this game. I know nothing about.
I know nothing about it either. Episode 1.
Is it like that wild card thing? Like you pick one?
Yeah, you pick one or the other.
Okay, I can do that. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like these are pretty, like, I would know what you're going to answer with each of these. I should have vetted the questions a little more deeply before. Thanks, chat, for your help. So we'll see if we can spice it up, but maybe just a little bit. So I'm going to give you 2 options. Don't think too long. Just go with, what hits, So this is like caterpillar or butterfly, and when to know when to do which. So if you have to pick between the two, hustle or alignment.
Alignment. That's like my tertiary word of the year. Alignment.
Ooh, the opportunity to be chosen or choosing yourself.
Choosing yourself. Yeah. I mean, everybody likes to feel chosen. But yeah, you gotta choose yourself first.
You gotta choose yourself first. Yeah. What do you value more, perfection or momentum?
Momentum. But I do struggle with perfection. That's why I've been for years. I just struggle book. Okay, sorry.
Would you rather have a world of stability or possibility?
Possibility. Yeah.
Mm.
Just that word makes me excited.
Sell the house today. Sleep it.
Who knows what this is gonna make me do tonight?
Safety or growth?
Growth.
I told you, like I was like, girl, these questions aren't high, but it's gonna get better.
I know a good one.
Thanks for surviving episode 1. Okay. Now, so you're just gonna answer the first thing that came to mind, really quick. All right. Don't think about it. A belief that had to die.
I'm not good enough
A fear that had to die.
for the dark.
A, a version of you that had to die.
I'm thinking about it. Being a princess, like being too precious with myself.
A lie you had to stop believing.
That I have to work so hard to get what I want, to get what I deserve.
So lastly, if you could just look to the camera and give us a high sky moment. I think behind every butterfly is a beautiful story of becoming. And, I just want you to look directly to the camera. If there's somebody who's watching this, and what would you sell to that sky if they're still on the leaf? Hi, Skye. You got to start by saying, hi, Skye.
Hi, Skye. I would say don't give up. There is good stuff right around the corner.
Absolutely beautiful. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining episode 1 of Off the Leaf. This has been my guest, Ashley Aya Ferguson. Until next time, bye-bye. Every time we have these conversations, I'm reminded that we're not just looking at who someone is. We're looking at what they had to survive to become. Ashley, thank you so much for your honesty, your story, and for helping us build a world that so many others can now find themselves in. And to all of you who are watching, remember, you're not late, you're not behind, you're simply becoming. If something in this conversation spoke to you, share it with someone who's still becoming. And if you haven't yet, check out the world of Skye at revodance.com/Skye.